How old is card magic? Who was the first magician to explain the double lift? And who transformed card tricks into an art form? My name is Alex Romanov, I'm a magician and an art historian. On this channel I share knowledge about the history of magic and its role in our culture. In this video I'll tell you the origin story of one of the most fascinating types of magic. This video is produced in partnership with the Vanishing Inc. Make sure to check their shop and blog. And now let's start our journey into the history of card magic. In 1584, the first book to reveal secrets of magic was published. It was called The Discovery of Witchcraft, and among some really weird tricks, it included descriptions of some tricks with playing cards. For example, it explained how to deliver out 4 aces and to convert them into 4 knaves. Now just think about it, the book was published in 1584. People didn't even have bicycles back then. I mean the cards, but they didn't have bicycles either. So the art of card magic is really old. As old as, for example, the art of playing violin. And the deeper we get into the past of magic, the cooler magicians seem to be. Here are some examples. One of the most distinguished magicians of the 16th century, Hieronymus Cotter, performed tricks with cards in such a convincing manner that even His Majesty King James of England commented on his skills in his book under the title of Demonology. And what have you got? A mention on Wikipedia? Isaac Fox, a legendary street magician of the 18th century, could, according to his advertisement, throw up a pack of cards and cause them to be living birds flying about the room. How about that, Isaac Fox? You think card to ceiling is cool? Well, Chevalier Panetti, who performed for European royalty, could nail a selected card to a wall by a pistol shot. So as you can see, by the 18th century, magicians had already developed a huge repertoire of card tricks. Moreover, they had created many tricks and methods that we still use today. In 1716, Richard Neve, in a book The Merry Companion or Delights for the Ingenious, described some card tricks. Among them, the famous 21 cards trick, which I'm sure some of your spectators attempted to proudly demonstrate to you. Richard Neve also described something much more important: to seem to change the top card of the pack to another. This is one of the earliest, if not the earliest, descriptions of the double lift. But of course, techniques are nothing without a performer. The first most influential card master of modern times was Johann Nepomuk Hofzinser. He performed in Vienna in his small theater for an upper-class audience and presented card magic as if it was poetry or music. Pretty much like Robert Houdin on stage, Hofzinser avoided big gestures or excessive decorations. It was all about his refined technique and sophisticated presentation. Card tricks and card manipulations were popular parts of magic shows of the late 19th, early 20th centuries. Alexander Herrmann, the greatest American magician, loved to demonstrate his skills with cards by throwing them as far as 150 feet away. Harry Houdini called himself King of Cards on his posters and used pictures of him doing cardistry, even though he had no idea that it was called cardistry. But card tricks were still seen only as part of the show. No one would really think of doing a 2-hour performance with cards only. But that was about to change. The real work, the development of complicated card sleights, was happening in places which a regular person would never have access to. Card gamblers, for whom card games were their bread and butter, had been working on hundreds of deceptive methods. These methods were first brought to light in 1902 by a mysterious character who we know very little about, Erdnase. Erdnase published a book, Expert at the Card Table, in 1902. The book described card sleights, some of which came from the arsenal of professional cheats and had never been in print before. And yet it was just a small book, and who knows what would happen to it if it didn't catch the attention of a young boy called David, who recognized its true power. Later he would be known all over the world as Dai Vernon, or the Professor, and would become one of the most influential magicians of all time. He dedicated his life to magic, card magic in particular, and with his example showed that only by striving for perfection and focusing on details it is possible to become a real master. Dai Vernon was called the world's greatest magician by another genius from Spain, Arturo Ascanio, and in turn Ascanio's philosophy and approach to magic influenced such modern stars as Juan Tamariz or Roberto Giobbi. History of card magic is truly fascinating because it illustrates the creative capacity of the human mind. For 600 years, thousands of people spent their whole lives experimenting with these 54 pieces of paper and used them to create wonders, form communities, travel the world, earn money, produce TV shows, and publish books. By learning more about history, we can learn to treat card magic with more respect. And remember that every time we ask someone to pick a card, we represent a long artistic tradition. This is the beauty of card magic. Thank you for watching this video. Art of Impossible is a channel where I talk about magic and its history. So if you liked this video, check out my other videos as well, and don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to the channel. It will mean a lot to me. My name is Alex Romanov. I'll see you next time.